Hey everyone, welcome back to a new Wizard101 video. Today I wanted to look at some fan ideas for spells. Some of them are going to be shadow spells, some of them are going to be blades and stuff. So I just wanted to go over that because I wanted to do more videos focused on fan-made content, because I feel like it's really cool to look at this kind of stuff, and maybe someday King's Isle will look at this and maybe get an idea for something that they want to incorporate into the actual game at some later date. And it's also cool just to kind of theorize about it, because people have some good ideas out there. And all the ideas that I'm showing in this video are from Alexander Lionheart. A lot of you may have known him from YouTube or elsewhere. So these ideas are from him. I asked him yesterday if he had any cool ideas for spells, because I know he's made spells before. So these are some of his ideas that I want to look at. So to start things off, I want to look at some blades that, out of all the spells, I feel like these are some that we could actually see in the game at some point, because they just make sense. So here's the first one for fire. All of these are going to be 0 pips because they're just blades, and they're actually dual blades. So blazing sword, this is the fire blade, and it would give you a 25% fire blade, but it would also give you 5% pierce. So it would put up both of them for you. It's kind of like that one spell, I think it's Dragon Lance or something like that, that gives you a blade and a pierce. I think that's super awesome. I love the dual effect, and it would basically be like a normal blade, but then you just get the extra 5% pierce too. So I feel like these are something that we definitely could see in the game at some point. He has it at 95% accuracy because they are pretty good. You would be able to sharpen it too, so you could sharpen it and get 35% damage, and then the 5% pierce would stay the same. Frosted sword, for ice, it would be 35%, a little less pierce than fire at 4%. And then Storm Thunder Sword, 25% blade, same as fire, but this one he has it at more pierce at 8% pierce. If they actually did this, I don't know what they would decide on the damage and the actual pierce for each school, but the concept is there. The concept is, okay, you get a blade that might be a little lower power than your actual blade. Like, for a Storm, the normal blade is 30, and this would be 25, so maybe 5% lower, or maybe even 10% lower than your actual school blade, but you get the pierce too. So I could see that working out. You probably would still be able to sharpen these because it's just a blade. You wouldn't get more pierce if you sharpen it, but at least you would get more damage. So for life, you get the 40% blade, and we actually have the life concept here. Evergreen Sword. This one, you would maybe have 30% blade or 35, and then a little extra pierce. Because the pierce blades in this game just don't get used. Do I even have the pierce blade for life? I don't think I do. Oh, yeah, I do. There it is. Life Spear. These never get used. So why not kind of combine them into one spell and just make them less? Maybe make it half. So half of this would be 5%, and then half of the blade would be 20%. Or maybe 30%. They could do that. And then kind of combine them together, and boom, there you go. Maybe they would even make it 1 pip. I don't know. It might not be worth it if it was 1 pip, but it's possible. So I just think the concept of these ones is really cool, and I like it. So I want to show that as the first batch of spells that we potentially could see. Because I feel like there's a high chance that this could be something that we would see later in the game. So moving on, we have some ideas for potential shadow spells that we could get in the game at some point. None of these are real. All of these are just fan-made ideas, but I want you guys just to kind of look at the concepts and see if this is something that they could actually incorporate for each of these schools. Just something that could happen. It's just an idea of what we could see. So starting off with the 5-pip shadow spells that we might be able to see at some point. Here's the fire one. Cannon Barrage. 200 damage up front. Does 300 over 1 turn, and then it does 660 after 2 turns. So it's kind of like a double over time. It does 300 the first time, and then you wait 2 turns, and then it'll do the 660. Kind of like Burning Rampage a little bit, but like that first tick actually does damage. And it's Shadow Pip, so it's kind of like the Shadow Pip version of Burning Rampage. And I know people probably wouldn't want that, but hey, who knows? We might see it someday. So that's like an upgrade of Burning Rampage with Cannon Barrage. Next up is the ice one, Breath of the Queen. 375, so kind of the same thing with the overtime here. 815 over 3 turns, and then a chance to stun the target for 2 turns. A chance. I don't know if I like the chance part, especially since it's 2 turn. It'd be a 2-turn stun, just like Medusa, but for ice. No other school has a 2-turn stun like ice or like Myth does. And if ice got that, I don't know. I don't think they would stun the target for 2 turns, maybe 1 turn, but the chance of a stun. So overtime for ice, single target. All these are single targets so far. Next up, we have Sea Monster for Storm. 350 damage and then 780. I'm guessing overtime. Maybe it's a double hit. This could be a double hit spell. Does 350. Then it does 780, kind of like a Minotaur. And then removes a charm and a pip. A power pip, potentially, from the target. I know some people are going to say like Myth should be the only one that can hit twice with 1 spell. But I still think it's a cool idea. Because hitting twice as a Storm, I don't know. Like, with that much damage that Storm has, this could actually be crazy. I still feel like it's a cool spell. I don't know if they would ever do it, but I still would like to see it like a double like slap of the tentacle of the sea monster, whatever they're going to make that. It could be cool. I can see this spell more than I can see any of the other ones so far. Double hit Storm spell. Maybe. Who knows? Next up, we have Myth. Mystic Flames Torch. Does 45, 105, and then 835. We got a triple hit. We got the triple hit Myth spell. The one you guys have been waiting for. I mean, other schools have hit multiple times, though. Balance can hit multiple times with their Gaze of Fate. So, and Chimera hits 3 times. So, we've already had, and Hydra, I mean, come on. We've already had other schools hitting more than once. So, it's not like that's only for Myth now. But now we got Myth kind of going up the ladder. Myth hits for 45, then 105, and then 835. It gets stronger each hit. I think that's a cool idea. Maybe they could do that someday, because Myth already has double hit spells. Where's the triple hit? We're waiting for that. And then there's also an extra effect, which subtracts the pierce of the next spell. That's a unique idea. So, outgoing damage would have negative 60 pierce, like kind of like a negative 60 weakness, but instead it would be for pierce only. So you probably would want to remove it because your next hit is going to do no pierce. For life, we have an interesting one with the Eternal Leviathan. 895 damage to all. This is the first hit all that we've seen. So it'd be a hit all Leviathan plus 25% heal blade and plus 10% accuracy, 500 heal, and it heals your whole team. It does that to the whole team, I'm guessing. Unless maybe the 25% blade and the 10% accuracy is just for you. But I feel like it'd be the whole team. So this one's pretty crazy. You're hitting for a lot. You're healing for a lot. I feel like maybe this one, since it's hitting all, it shouldn't heal your whole team. Maybe it could heal you, or maybe just remove the heal and put up a 25% heal blade for you and your whole team. And a 10% accuracy blade for your whole team. I could see that because it's kind of like combining some things. It's combining the heal blade, which I have no idea where that is. It's combining this, like guiding light, 25% guiding light, and then it's also putting up the guidance for everyone. I like spells that combine stuff together that don't really get used as much, because guidance, no one really uses this as its own spell, but if you combine it with this spell, it could be good. So I like that one. Maybe not the 500 heal, because that's a lot, but people have been saying they want a heal for the next life shadow spell, because the 6-pip life shadow spell, it's not enough. This isn't really a heal. It kind of is. Where is it at? Let's go to shadow spells. Wings of Fate, I don't really consider it a heal. I don't like it too much. You wouldn't really use this as a soul heal, because there's way better ones in the game. So maybe we'll get something better. Maybe we'll get a better heal than that. I'm kind of waiting for it, even though we got Pigsy though, so maybe not. Maybe we just get damage. Moving on, we've got Monster Mash for Death. This is the spell you guys already know and have gotten hit with in Darkmoor. We were just doing Darkmoor yesterday, and I got hit with Monster Mash from, I think, who uses Monster Mash? Is it, it's the first guy. The first boss in Graveyard he uses Monster Mash. And he did like 3,000 to me. This spell is insane. Plus, that guy probably has even more damage. But 5 pips, 1 Shadow Pip, and you have your own Monster Mash. This has been a TC in the game. I did a video a long time ago when this spell was a droppable TC in test room only. And I got one, and I tried it out, and it was fun. But they removed it. They never put it into the game. Maybe someday Death could learn this. I don't know. It would do a lot of damage, and it would beguile the target. So, could be good. They put this on a wand. I don't think I have any of the wands on me, but it is on one of the wands. I don't know if I have it, but I've done a video on it in the past. One of those wands actually has May Cast Monster Mash, so it's already in the game. You can cast it. It's just a May Cast. Another alternative for the 5-pip death is Hornet's Venom. 795 damage, and then you swap 100% of the damage dealt to healing. We've never seen that before. All the death spells have been 50%. Are we ever going to get the death spell that doesn't swap half to your own health? What if it swaps more? What if it swaps 75% as a heal? That could be good. I feel like death kind of needs something like that. Or make it really good, make it super high damage, but only swap 25%. Something like that. But this 100%, and then negative 100% healing to the target. So you're putting up a negative 100%. It's kind of like Lord of Night. I actually have Lord. I just realized. Wait, I have Lord of Night on this character. On my life, somehow I got Lord of Night. I don't know how. Maybe I got it from Lore Master. I don't remember. But Lord of Night puts up a negative 25% heal. Then this could be negative 100% heal. That'd be cool. Just an idea. The last one we've got is the balance one, Shadow Striker. I think this is a cool idea. 225 damage and then 995 shadow damage over 3 turns. So you're doing shadow damage over 3 turns after the initial balance hit. And then destroy 1 shadow pip or power pip. So I'm guessing it would be, if you have a shadow pip, it would remove that. If they don't have a shadow pip, it would remove just a power pip. So I feel like that's such a good idea, because this would be super powerful in PvP, obviously, because you would use this to stop the person from using a shadow spell. Unless they used it on the same turn, then it wouldn't really work because they've already casted the spell. But could be a good idea, removing a shadow pip, because balance already can do this. Balance has mana burn. They can already remove pips. Like, that's kind of their thing with mana burn. And this would just remove shadow pip or power pip. So I like that idea. I think it's really cool. I mean, it kind of like fits with the balance theme of removing pips and kind of weakening your opponent that way. So those are the 5 pip spells. I don't know if we're going to see them in the game, if any of these ideas will make it, if any of these mechanics, because sometimes it just comes down to the mechanics of the cards. What is going to be the next mechanic of the 7 pip shadow spells or the 5 pip shadow spells or whatever they decide to make it? So let me know what you guys think of these. I was going to go further and look at some other ones, but I don't want to drag this video out too long. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that. But let me know what you guys think of these. We showed off the blades and we showed off the 5 pip shadow spells. Just ideas. But I like the ideas behind this. So thank you to Alex for letting me show them off. I might have another batch of some cards to show for next time too, before Imperia Part 2 comes out. So thank you guys for hanging out today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you all next time.